Well, Bills Mafia, you had a hell of a run this year. Please don't go breaking your ass bones through too many tables, okay? Life will go on. You'll have another chance someday. Today just wasn't your day. Although admittedly, early on, it looked like it could be. And when you look at this game and the way that it started, it looked like the Bills had the Chiefs right where they wanted them, right from Jump Street. Bills get the ball, their first possession, they march down the field, and they kick a field goal on a 4th and 3. A theme throughout this game. And you're sitting there saying, okay, the Bills got something early, but give Kansas City some time. They'll figure it out. Instead, what happens, the Bills end up putting the ball to the freaking Chiefs, and they fumble it, and the Bills recover it. Like right on the doorstep of the goal line, you're saying, holy crap. Yeah, they do have the Chiefs right where they want them. And they eventually put it into the end zone, and all of a sudden you're looking about 8.5, 9 minutes into the game. The Bills are up 9-zip. You know that's not going to be enough, but you couldn't ask for really much of a better start if you're a Bills fan, if you're part of Bills Mafia, if you're the Bills themselves. You're going into Kansas City facing the defending Super Bowl champions with a Hall of Fame coach, and an inevitably someday, as long as he meets the minimum number of seasons, Hall of Fame quarterback and Patrick Mahomes with their weapons on offense, and you get out to a 9-0 lead. You got to feel pretty good about your chances. And then you realize that it seems like, just like last year, the Chiefs want to spot you 9, 10, 24 if you're Bob. And that's when they feel comfortable. And then they decide they want to start playing. Because holy Christ, when they come big time. I mean, they come after it like Phillip Rivers going raw dog on his wife. Holy shit. Because just like that, blink and you miss it. You get into the second quarter and it goes from a 9-0 Bills lead to a 21-9 Chiefs lead. And it's just unbelievable how quickly this happens. Like, it's bada bing, bada boom. They can just move the ball so efficiently down the field when they're in rhythm. They can hit the big plays in the passing game at the right time. Just incredibly difficult to contend with and incredibly difficult to stop. And if you're the Bills, you had to have your running game working today. Josh Allen couldn't be your primary running game. So, of course, that's exactly what happened. You couldn't get a running game, and Josh Allen was basically it for your running game. As you needed to be able to keep the ball away from the Kansas City Chiefs and control the clock, limit their opportunities, force them into some chances, and they failed to do so. And in this second quarter is when it kind of blew open a little bit, and the Chiefs never really felt threatened after that. But one thing that really bothered me about this, and again, I talked about it earlier on, like on the first drive of the game, it's 4th and 3 from the 33. And I know your standard logic, you're going to be told, is you're on the road in the playoffs, take the opportunity at points, and they made the field goal. Okay, you're playing the Chiefs. You know, more likely than not, it's going to take a minimum of 30 points to have a shot at beating this team. You have to be realistic. You have to know the game. You have to know the situation, the circumstance of the frickin' opponent. And when you're in a situation like 4th and 3 at the Chiefs for 33, you don't know how many times you're going to get back into that position the entire game. It's the first drive. You've got to coach to win. You've got to be aggressive. You can't be afraid to lose because otherwise you will. These men of men sit there and get into these big spots. You saw it in the Packers game. And they start coaching like fucking castrated chicken shits. I don't know what the hell McDermott was thinking. That first field goal was dumb, and then right before the half, it's 21-9. You got 4th and 2 at the Chiefs 2. Or is it 4th and goal, whatever. Same difference at this point. Even if you kick the field goal, it's still a 2-score game. You get absolutely nothing realistically out of that. Knowing that the previous 3 drives the Chiefs had, you didn't stop them. which was also going to be a theme of this game. You have to go for the touchdown. Because what the hell is the difference between 21-12 and 21-9? Nothing. It really isn't. It's still a two-score game. And the Chiefs are going to get more opportunities in the second half to put up more points, which you know inevitably they're going to do. However, if you go and you score a touchdown, you may either kick the extra point and make it 21-16 when you convert, or maybe you get gutsy and you go for two for some reason and it's 21-17. The whole landscape of the game is entirely different. It's a one-score game. Now that's some pressure on the Chiefs. And they just coached scared. And then you look at later on in the third quarter, after the Chiefs kicked the field goal, the Bills again in Kansas City territory, in the red zone, coaching scared. I know it's 4th and 3, but you're at the 8 again. The Chiefs have scored in like 4 consecutive offensive possessions. You cannot trade field goals with this team. And what do? You go out there and kick a goddamn 27-yard field goal. You're trading field goals with them. You have to know at some point in time that's going to bite you in the ass. Like Sean McDermott after the game, ashamed because he's done a great job during his time in Buffalo. And he got this team to this point. When he's talking about, well, they got things to learn. No, it's not the team's got things to learn. They need more playmakers on offense. They need a running game on offense. And most importantly of all, they need a coach that's not so damn scared. That's what they need. They need you to not wuss out and play it so tight to the vest and so conservative. Once you kick that field goal, I even opined on Twitter, like, that was a chicken shit move. It's not Matt LaFleur level of, hey, we're down to 8 deep in Tampa territory with a little over 2 minutes to go, so let's kick the field goal, be down 5, and give it back to the Bucs offense because our defense has done such a great job consistently all game stopping them, right? Never got the ball back. When you coach like that, you deserve to lose. And there are 3 opportunities where they could have went for it and potentially, instead of getting field goals, ended up with touchdowns, and they took the field goals instead. You are not going to beat the Kansas City Chiefs when you can't run the ball. You're not going to be able to beat the Kansas City Chiefs if you don't take some shots and don't take some risk and don't take some chances. They might blow up spectacularly in your face. But look at the end result. What the hell's the difference anyways? It still ended up blowing in your face. Because it's still a 2-score game, 24-15, and then, bam, immediately, big play for the Chiefs. They're right down deep in your territory. A couple plays later, Travis Kelce, 1-yard touchdown. All of a sudden, it's 31-15, and you know it's a wrap from there. You're playing checkers, and they're playing touchdown chess. And then again, next Chiefs possession, it's another touchdown to Travis Kelce. One of the keys to the game I talked about. Get the ball to Travis Kelce and force the Bills to prove that they can stop him. And they didn't. Hit 13 catches, over 100 yards, and 2 touchdowns. You got to figure out a way to have Tre'Davious White or somebody, I don't care who it was in that Bills secondary, somebody on that team, stop Tyreek Hill. And they didn't. He had 9 catches, 170-something yards on offense. And by the time the Bills put up some points in the last few minutes of the fourth quarter, it's too late. It's already a ball game. It's a wrap. And not surprisingly, you coach scared, you play scared, and you take field goals when you need to be scoring touchdowns. You'll sit back and watch as the Chiefs end up winning this game 38-24 and are now heading to a second straight Super Bowl. They've got a chance to defend their chip. Not a lot of teams get to do that. This is kind of special territory for the Chiefs. And an impressive kind of juggernaut offensive performance for them. Mahomes over 300 yards. Tyreek Hill, big day. Travis Kelce, big day. Chiefs didn't even really need to run the ball that much. It didn't even matter. Like Williams, I think, averaged 4 yards a carry, but that was just like to humor you. Like they were trying to keep it close. They almost have to fight the temptation to throw it every single time because when they do throw it, they're going to kill you. And I think what happened in this game is folks look at the Bills and they said, this is a team, they've got a young franchise quarterback in Josh Allen. And believe me, they do. They absolutely do. And if you're a Bills fan, you should be excited about that. Because while tomorrow is never promised to anybody, and there's no guarantee you can get back into this spot. Let's be clear. The Titans were here last year, and this year they got eliminated in the wild card round. So there's no guarantee of anything. But you have that dude in Josh Allen. You know you have a young and future star. He was an MVP candidate this year, could be in other years to come. And you know you're still an incomplete team on offense. Yes, it's great. Stephon Diggs was a fantastic acquisition. But you need another weapon. Josh Allen can really move and he can really run. But you don't want your running game coming from just your quarterback. You got to find somebody out of that backfield. You probably use a little help on the offensive line. Like there's still places where the Bills need to get better, and they can get better. But again, no guarantee that they get back to the spot, so it's got to be tough for Bills Mafia. As you want to believe in the future, and you want to think that, hey, it's going to get better, but you have absolutely got no guarantee that that is going to be the case. But I implore the Bills in the future, when you get into these spots and in these big games, that old conservative 70s, 80s, 90s chicken shit coaching method isn't going to work. You cannot bring that mentality into today's league against guys the caliber of Patrick Mahomes and play callers the caliber of Andy Reid and offensive weapons like Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce. You are going to get roasted. And that's exactly what happened here. The Bills can put up big points, yes, but it has to be in the flow of a game, and it has to be close. But trying to keep up and truly have a track meet with the Chiefs, it's not going to happen. And it didn't. And meanwhile, if you're the Chiefs, now you got 2 weeks to go play basically a road game against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It just happens to be in the Super Bowl. And you got a chance at history. So Chiefs fans, all those years of waiting, all those years of your organization refusing to ever move on from the mistake of drafting Blackledge in 83, waiting 34 years to take a quarterback in the first round. You got him, traded up to get him, waited a year to play him, and now look where the hell you're at. 3 years of Patrick Mahomes as a starter, 3 AFC Championship game appearances, Super Bowl champions last year, and now you got a chance, second straight Super Bowl appearance, chance to repeat. Like, life's got to be feeling pretty good. Josh Allen had an okay day. You know, statistically, it's not terrible. But the Chiefs were able to get some pressure on him, and he had some boneheaded moments, made some boneheaded plays. Admittedly, I kind of liked late in the game where the Chiefs kind of threw him down. And that was kind of crap because the whistle had long since happened. I kind of like when he flipped it at the Chiefs defender. It didn't matter at that point, the game's over, but you got to take some type of stand. And I actually appreciate how his linemen rallied behind him. Like, again, at that point, you might as well get the personal fouls because the game is over anyways. You got to make some type of stand, make some type of statement. You wish I would have made a stand, a statement earlier in the game, been more aggressive when it came to their play calling and their decision making. But nonetheless, they didn't. So Chiefs win 38-24, and now it's a big one. Some of you are going to compare it to in wrestling terms. It's The Rock versus Hogan at WrestleMania 18. Patrick Mahomes versus Tom Brady. This is like Magic versus Michael. This is like if we would have gotten Kobe versus LeBron in the finals. And you know what, frankly? Those are pretty valid comparisons, I've got to say. Those are pretty valid comparisons. This is a big deal. We got 2 weeks of hype. Looking forward to it. Some of you may not be because you hate Tom Brady or you hate the Chiefs. So you're like, I'm out on football already. But it is what it is. But son of a bitch, I don't know who I really want to root for here. Yes, obviously I'm a raging Mahomes mark. But it'd be really irritating to watch him win a second straight Super Bowl and think, yeah, he could have been a Bear, but he's not. Or having to watch Tom Brady win his 7th Super Bowl and see even more media ball watching on him. That doesn't have a credible appeal to me either. So I don't know. So tell me what your thoughts were on this game. The thoughts on Sean McDermott and some of his kind of cowardly decisions. What you think the future holds for the Bills. And then if you're talking about the Chiefs, you think this Chiefs team's as good as last year, better, not as good? You think they're going to be able to go and handle business against the Buccaneers in 2 weeks in the Super Bowl? Let me know all that in the comment section. Make sure you smash that subscribe button and follow me on Twitter. Yeah, you should. All right, I'm out.